election to your position. And this morning we had a lengthy presentation, and I want to first say thank you to our Masters of Ceremony, Edison J. Wanika, Honorable Delegate from Oak Springs and St. Michael's. And also, I wanted to say thank you to the Navajo Nation Board of Education, election supervisors for their work, and the staff there, their work on putting a virtual inauguration together. You know, these are some uncertain times. So their staff, the board as well, thank you so much for an outstanding job on making this a memorable event for our elected leaders. So there's going to be presidents of the chapters, vice presidents, secretaries, treasurers, land board, board of election supervisors, possibly government certified chapter officials, farm boards, townships, and alternative form of government officials being sworn in. It looks like it's a smaller group, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you as we go into the new year. As we all know, you all are being sworn in at a very unprecedented time with the pandemic. And there is hope. Of course, as leaders, we have to have hope, and to show that hope to our elected leaders in and around us, and of course, our constituents, that we will overcome this virus together. Technology is being utilized in a different fashion, and we just encourage our officials to learn more about the various options for meeting together without interacting with the public or others in these unprecedented times. Ara beda non hikeni nasta no ishin kodon hido nakhan deal washto nakha not ani deal dan hido need ara nakha ga need de anilsko alsko kerit id alsko aron ya nahi nakha da iznel la saishin ara nakha da iznel akonde not ani ni linigi ben nache skidi krato asa andi tlel hat ninigi hot la na danitsen naso na niji ka nature jukdo Washington jido da isi nel aro di being dal kidigi news that hegido ya yadash oyo askijin Yada konin he kujit neni gling Johnny Hini Washington ani Hini Washington hallo ara asa nezatina ba anezna ka naznel tannel not ani do nihe da hallo. So ben nach dikon naso nihi keni hinna ba de ido les ashi ben nach kon kha ni de akon de dinas ni de kosenskagi nast eitzata bikijin de ba dije ara kon hik eni hinnen halchen hitsa hin hitsa da zia ara kon do ze bazli no bahne shido sha ots bini nagi jo konsa ni masan hitchen ni nala nasta zlegi la dan ola bahatzti ze Jubini nagi shinkon hikeni hina ninda kregida ya yada tio yi yada no akonde Koni hi chain hi masani hi nala nastas negi btsis bjenda has egila. Di de kosenskagi bedatolna. Arola nast nesnat din belanelt koni hi keni hi na. It's that jitten din asnegi benina. So edo kon hik edan linegido bedena rishido batsudilzen dice. Akonda di nastas lengijo kon oyobelna kidan ledi zegi. Ebenina nachadots da di ni natani lini ni linigi kujo beshmas an yatasatagido beshmas anla. Ado is has aje in health service. Edo aje tsile dedan linigido. Badas eben nache kon arabindaltsede. Ado di zegi jon das kha do nkhab bayat etadi no. Jo eshin kon nan tinigi kon ik eni nabje godel nehtode. Tashi el tsadole. Dan zijn jo en hin khanslado ni ik eni nabasla. Ni hedo nkhada dot sita ado wat ja dag gitadi ni dan hin khanslada di no dadi nakonat ani tlini. Bini now adishnigia do behazen da nasko ebeni na kon besen hijet ane Washington na edo kon sabe nasko delia benda ajna special chi to the nasko dalia di bin del kidigi towers that egido edo sa dalia bathroom additions dalia agi la konat ani nakhagatni te ginania not ein dan aflene jo wat anal sosni je kodalia go hot an ni keni nebka ije aro kono ni keni hinna lana dan zania chedat be balchindo ilinani ya da halia sai hagan da satta do lestane dan sai shon letlot blegan kiyatan dan lishne dinas negi benina hagan da satta do des chinaba hashiano des hadon nidigi jikatla chedat peso da adasti benina compeso da bjede dot alta no da no da yada tie kachin hitlan hilbeda hazin hi Washington jogo il wasota chetskista di no sa not ani ni klinigi tashe aidan hilbeda hazin khana zon klinigi ado eben nachni hikodo adadi nia bez ani jost endo listo ni Washington not skingso il wasota dadi no nga ni te ne konas ni gibnina oyo bande itne do di bez ani jost endo linsta di nena oyo asati kuje nitsli di nasnegi benina jo nasnegi yisi bikje kon ndei pa do nkhalchin ndalnish ni kedan linigi ndalnish sa ni hido kon trade di kha aslan ezo di noma anezna tra nazna da stogo kon trade di kha kon ya ne sa ade Nihido, Nihina Nishidas, Inigi, by here needs in Corona, Ani Linigi. Here than Hidina. Tashi o Nihini Nayan Dalzati, Nasnigi, a condon here, Nahani Degi Benache. Nihini Hinaba, they Aquich. Though here she than he did need and the Shea Kodo, a large the Satagi Benachedo Kodo Shina, Vice President Linigi, Myron Lizer, and here Kodo here than he did need on it. You know, we are going into some uncertain times as officials, all of us. And I think now is the opportunity to come together and to really fight and push back on this pandemic. And we've done that for many months now. And as the vaccine comes in, we see that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. And we just need to continue to assist our people that are going through some hardships. And I think that's going to be the focus on day one. Once you raise your hand today, once you take that oath, you're right in the midst of this pandemic and helping our citizens. And many of you have been prior officials. And I thank you for your dedication and diligence. As I look at the news in the national election, there's a lot of division happening there in this country. But here on the Navajo Nation, we're a sovereign nation. We have the ability to govern ourselves, and we should unite, not divide, into the future. God bestowed leadership on each and every one of you, and it's no accident, it's no mistake. The Creator has put you in place at this particular time in history to help our people. And we are there to support. We are there to listen on some of the issues that you may be having at the local level. And as we travel through the 110 chapters doing food and distributions, and we're on our second round now, we talked to many of you, we talked to many of our people out there. And the majority of the Navajo people are listening to the doctors and the nurses and the public health professionals. And one of the things that I say that needs to be returned and reminded to our people is to honor and respect authority. And that includes chapter officials, because that's how many of us were raised. Kodo na antin hije kodalia. Kodo do ben that ni tin. Nihinat ani biken soze. Nihinat ani do bikeje yajil tita. Bahas tita nihidon nitla nihiyada ho a. E na antine kodo be yel tit nat ani nitlini. Biken so zido tratnaz nado biken so za aro biga hadabado nene. Bena nishidech nacha. Dadi no what are yel tit here. Nika nature hot and beshpas ando ahut beshpas ane enike yja yadas tio the tratnazon. Edo bedas nito the do kodo nhatso dilzenote. Tratnazan no sinigido benanta da ketche Kaya Gilado Ingi Artsonat Ani Kon Haga Nitegi Yadi Nipenache Econ Junagoshin Hitzila Nas Nane Katole Asani Clon the Neni Clon Eba Henits and Chicanoshin not Inosni. So as the Soshin Kodoni Hitch Adest had I not Bichedi Katina Snigido the cousin Skag in Dishni. Ska nature Junikinat Ein and Linedo. Kon an hik and linen imasan chini cheda. Ahot abna nishida yilla. DJ kon ebe benefitzi. We've gone through some tough times, and I'll end with this. We've gone through some hardships in our history as a people. We went through viruses. We went through smallpox. We went through tuberculosis. We went through just recently, we went through hantavirus, H1N. Now we are at COVID-19. But you know what? We overcame each of those hardships because we worked together, because we were a nation. And I just want to encourage you as you go into your new positions that we're all in this together. We love you. We pray for you and each day, but the vice president and all of us as cabinet members. So please reach out if you have questions for us, and I'll put it in the chat in a bit, my information. Please feel free to reach out to any of our cabinet members, and we'll do our very best. We're a big nation, though, right? We're a big nation, 110 chapters. But I ask for your continued support in bettering the quality of life for our Navajo citizens. Thank you so much. God bless you. And God bless our great Navajo Nation. And congratulations to each and every one of you. It's a blessing to be a servant for our Navajo people. So I'm going to turn the time over to our Vice President, Myron Leiser. Vice President.
Where he went, we were friends with the roads. Vice President Lizer, are you online? Vice President? If Vice President is now online, I'd like to express my appreciation to President Jonathan Nez. Kudo Njanoni Jahati Kudo Nakhala Nez Degi. I don't see the band so case so Khalid out old house to yet need tea. See the notion a pindai ya Nazna Dieta so there's a nigga be Adelia. Joe what are in Hinan City Nielsen. So there's a nigga you see it long a band see case. I shall leo do it agita. A Hutza Kodo E Nielsen has a Tahagi Rodriguez Moore say so there's an in Ha Yilla. A quite in Habahono Sendole. And he get out at the Ilia, do that isn't. I don't when a welcome address Melvin Harrison. Navajo Board of Election Supervisor, Aji Laji, Nanta, Age, Coronate Hadzi. I don't that President Jonathan Nance. I don't that Vice President Lizer, so Nature Hadzi. I don't the Navajo Nation Speaker of the Council, Honorable Seth Damon, so Nature Hadzi. Ako, ako at the Ilia. Ako dik adigate o ado nakabigatas le ada nada hosne ado yata tosni ede banaho atide kade ya thati no an na kidashin efuna la da hosne la eshin de yanada tosni tole eshin kodo Honorable Elno Shirley, Associate Justice. Eshin Kodo Nahana Atleto late Isha. A co quadia Nahabana snake or a share Ada house snake. A co Kodoya or President Jahati AG Nasnihige Zege a Pachin Zege a Bacha Otsen. Don't hear the base pass underneath Lenige.
So what is this now?
It's done out, so what out the Zagi person hard I need to say all your about
Nothing has it.
To the yard a hot at the ship without a ship on Sa case.
So this is the
I could
crisis.
add what ada Done L.A. yard L.A. D Zagi to the seal in. Ako even needy Patahini Pahagi a Bachizege Hazli ako Shiha ako Hashin Zashi the nature because Tido and his Zebitata Palo Ehon Zahos. A could I need or Yash Hoda Mishikedo and Hashin which the Tasla. Ido the night Tahagita Hashin so between that the made Jahan on Hayash Hoda. A conde that he's a debate car nature Hakisha so there's Ado that Anijin law is that answer then later could never change how to but now just closer. The Craven as he was Nikinan she Hashin so 8 I done ye on still a better that better of me so late. Did couldn't Sana say that tiny Hasni given in that. A condition Kodo Nikinan Angelo Yenichi. A co Vice President a colony la so Satoi Yadin Hinan President, Vice President Chado Zingistina Hula Kadata. Vice President Lizer, are you on the line? At the no shake at the deed Honorable Elno Shirley, which I was straight only. Could also say that can do that or Sahagi Geto sneak edo sa bete hato trihiki shintat put out in no e kudo ad little. That is K1 out nanately the chapter president, though vice president, though secretary treasurer, the president official, land board, farm board official, commissioner, board of supervisor. Iyo tao that she is so actually born little. Okay. Are you online, Honorable Eleanor Shirley? Kudoshi bit ohon tika na national lab na holji bit no shi bit ohon koi sha chi ada ta han ta sat o put ero le o shi ada we just gonna go ahead and wait for a while. I don't ada na hol no I don't shi e na national di na to le shi ka na
Yeah, it's love.
Bitkasita Fort Defiance Agency ba akut shenanish kholo yisipin nanigi shitene ba aro yeah, to each and every one of the individuals whom have spoken and who have had remarks to our officials as well, and those that are listening. And again, thank you, Delegate Wanika, for emceeing the swearing-in ceremony. And this is the first of its kind for our Navajo Nation to partake in a virtual swearing-in, considering the current international pandemic that our world is facing. However, with the coordination of our Navajo Election Administration staff from the VRSs is what they are known for, as well as our temp staff and those whom have volunteered, and to our senior leadership within the administration, and as well as our Navajo Board of Election Supervisors for within the last couple of months meeting and having dialogues with DOJ as well as with legal counsel on how to prepare and amend certain documents to make it possible to have this swearing-in ceremony. So thanks to all those whom are involved, and to the newly elected and re-elected officials, congratulations first and foremost for taking the opportunity to be of service, of public service in your respective chapters, and taking up that mantle to be a leader within your community. And with this new opportunity comes much responsibilities that's being laid upon you, and knowing that you took upon this mantle to be of service. I know that each of you have the compassion and the heart to stand for your community and to advocate for the benefit of your community, as well as for their livelihood as well, relating to health and wellness, to relating to transportation, to water projects, and the list goes on. And me, myself, I did serve as a chapter official back in 2009 for Indian Wells, and I served 2 terms as a secretary treasurer. And it was it was an experience in being an official, and in that capacity, having much responsibility given me and ensuring that the accountability was there, and following the proper processes that were established, and then trying to enhance those processes for the to ensure that the direct services at the local level continue. And so it's going to be a new experience in this new way of leading our people in this current situation that we are facing with this pandemic. However, I know that with the guidance of our leadership from the President's office, as well as the Speaker's office, and also with the judicial branch, and how they have formulated the necessary protocols, along with the division directors and department program managers, to ensure the continuity of services within the Navajo Nation, and still at the same time prevent the spread of COVID-19 amongst our people. Attest to the communication that each of these offices have, and I'm sure that with that as a guidance will ensure that you as officials will continue to communicate effectively amongst your colleagues, amongst neighboring chapter officials, and as well as with program managers, department directors, and the Central Navajo Nation government to fulfill what task lays ahead for each of you within your respective chapters. And it's no easy task that is at hand, but I'm sure that with much prayer and guidance and support from your immediate family, and the belief that each of you have will sustain you to move forward and take that step to brighten the day within your community. And so with that said, I just like to say again, congratulations to each of you. And thank you again for taking up taking the time to be of service and to be a representative amongst our people, amongst your community, and especially a representative of the Navajo Nation. And so again, congratulations and thank you very much. And again, thank you, Mr. Delegate Wanika, for this opportunity as well.
Thank you, Supervisor Alberto Pastor. I'd like to congratulate you too. I heard you were elected to the Navajo County Board of Supervisors. With Ankidan that, you stay. I could tell about Queenston. I say, I tell her, banana Shinda. I call here Mr. Pastor Kai by Queenston. I call Kachaya Kodo, Honorable Elno Shirley, are you on the line? Honorable Elno Shirley, Asian Kodoik at Nahana at Layton. Ako, the Quisha the whole this thing. I don't know the whole net. Ako, Asian up the Kodo, the Hilisha in Layton, so that all Shaggy out. Ako, Hashit out in Layton, other question, I'm not sweet at all, Layton. It was out, it came on out that Asian be. The Honorable Chapter President, Vice President, Secretary Treasurer, that Asian Beishanit of Natoli, any Tahol Justat, in a net lately. I think Kodo at all, Netligit out in Hilisha in lately. A Kukade Kodo, Honorable Elno Shirley, but which lately. Honorable Shirley?
Yat A. Shas Twido Susani. Otto and thank you, Mr. Wanika. Nacho Galidi. Dida Kaya Binishi another Dini a coco at say Jeda Hadisni. Kachi in Slow my dishkini, Bashish Chin. Kappa Dashicado and that 23 8 Nazlande Goya Ayisina the car Zan the Aya di Adahin injured day at the wind injured Ajat Hashanish Inson. A cocoa kaya di needy not ani at the Hatzi Needy a kagidi at the illich that no yet could basic hone ediben nature. Di cat hat naznale at the huis agodi. Atlad nezatinam anes na hatas zogo kon bishje ade shita hosne a coco ade kaya di nihidi adne tole a coco abenda ishak put a bansi kadon that the at an arabic a kasha yanada di nitole a coco dide a large DA chapter president dan Lenidi Eshibe Hahadoljish chapter president di Eka Atsashi de Dosi do Adonda Naja Eya be Yadada Dosne Adonda Kaisha I Dini do Kedo Nihe at that doji. Ado and the Eya Kodo is sad e beyash hedi she ed a shekek aho e shekede yatash hitole that ani ye be ye ete had it zi will ye oath of office e kha ete natole the oath of office yet the needy ben nach she e kodo dan he position dan lenidi ben ye dan is nelidi she e aro nanish naha ni liedo and the e aro nanish e be chita no shato le akoko e kot a e ya be hasti do le akoko kashi ko ha jish chapter president liti sado le aro and the e ya vice president aro and the secretary treasurer aro grazing official hodlogo dot grazing kit hana hot land board da hakoshila dishik
Honorable Honorable Shirley, do you want us to unmute ourselves
Yes.
to take the oath?
Oh,
Thank you.
ako sila. Chapter president da no llini di si ka oath of office ya adil neto le. I say your name. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to uphold and abide
to uphold and abide
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
of the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868
of the Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
and will faithfully execute the office
I
of
will
the
faithfully
chapter
execute
president. The office of a chapter
the
president
office of chapter president,
representing,
office of chapter president, representing
state your chapter,
Navajo Mountain,
okay, and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
the laws of the government of the Navajo Nation,
and advance the interests of the Navajo people.
and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
Having due regard
having due regard
for the ethical duties
of the ethical duties
and responsibility of the office.
and the responsibility of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay. Adeya Bekede Eya Chapter Vice President Dano Shinidi Nikishe Kanhana Nahana Holji Dorle. Eda Kut Yanada da Dos Neto Aro I Nido Bekedo Eya that the dos Gito and the Aro Ashikedo Yat Inidi E at the Disney. I
Jeremiah Apachito,
Lola Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold and abide
to uphold and abide
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868
and Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
and will faithfully execute
and will faithfully execute
the office of a chapter vice president,
the office of chapter vice president,
representing
Coppermine chapter,
Alamo chapter,
okay, and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the laws and government of the Navajo people,
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
okay, and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
having due regard
having due regard
for the ethical duties
for the ethical duties
and responsibility of the office.
and responsibilities of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. Aaron Kuna A chapter secretary treasurer. Is there any chapter secretary treasurer?
Me, Dolores Dempsey from Coppermine Chapter.
Okay. Ako sila akot ate hadidit nana ka. I
Dolores Dempsey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868
and the Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America.
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
And will faithfully execute the office of a chapter secretary treasurer.
the office of Chapter Secretary Treasurer,
Representing
Coppermine Chapter,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation.
The laws and government of the Navajo Nation.
And advance the interests of the Navajo people.
And advance the interests of the Navajo people.
Having due regard for the ethical duties.
Having due regard for the ethical duties.
And responsibility of the office.
And responsibilities of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have a grazing official?
Yes,
There is a grazing official here? Okay.
Yes, from Chanto.
Okay. Na jishibe ya de dilne to kashi te haditz. I do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America. And will faithfully execute the office of a grazing official. Representing
Chanto.
Okay. And will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation. Having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office. So help me God. Congratulations. Okay. Do we have a land board? Do we have a farm board?
Yes.
Okay. Farm board. Okay. Nishika na naho jisto. Ate hanade ditz.
I, Teresa Shoa,
do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868 and the Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
and will faithfully execute the office of a farm board member
the office of the farm board member representing Ganado chapter,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation, and advance the interests of the Navajo people, having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Those are the officials. Partners Neldo Bevnant do Kaya Benant Adam Kennedy Hot ya Not Ani Ade had it Zidi Bisheta Shadole. Thank you. Nas Nahon Shidi ya commissioners. Are there any commissioners for any of the other chapters? Which chapter, Lai? Steamboat. Okay. All right. Padoshi Nana Nishnaja Beyata Doshne. I. State your name. Do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America, and will faithfully execute the office of a commissioner representing and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation, and advance the interests of the Navajo people, having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office. So help me God. Congratulations. Okay. Did I miss any of the election board supervisors? Is there one? No. Okay, Mr. Wanika, thank you very much. Aronda Joshi eya nihitna epa nat anida nasho eya nihina nishita to shi koko heha.
Yeah, Honorable Shirley, by Winston, Koron, Nabana in Gladi, Paladan, Stegi, a Kuroshi, Ya, Panamishigi, today, 8 on the Kobaki, Winston. Could you say, then another Hosnigi, Hana Liadole? So, kudoshi ya every time jahana kan ni hidna pana de ni story ko ba se huinsen aro kudoshi ya obecin do listen ya ge kudo closing remarks and ni kudo da kuji ni sibana ni yo song e la bana khai koi cha ho chodo na ani simple hi ba ha chodo ade ya bana ni yosen ai se la bana khai do atin khana ni Inauguration could closing remarks in high lately. Veronica Curley.
Veronica Curley and she my dash gives me slot for the TV but she's top on her dash she dot for her green dash nando Shunai, Honorable Edison Wanika, Kishahona, Nashmishigi. Of course, Kaha the Shnido, starting with the veterans, frontline workers, the chapter houses, chapter personnel, chapter officials from Kitchen Day to the show, Naina Hai, Koeba, Hesington, Quaggy, Nista. Bandis that no AR ko in need inkla ko ba Henson aro dinal tos out of office bigi ya agency offices go the yahanda hedotje yahanda hedotos DG eltain is called DJ ko just Honorable Eleanor Shirley, the signature even the Isha Kohali. So, I can't have any on to need of out of office to get out and I can't count you on the head of you.
Thank you. I can't allow Veronica Kuro closing remarks in live. I can't win. Because I had no other Yaradosnigi, Kudoshi, Yat Elin, Naba, Slatolish, the Kodina Tani, Glengidani, Nihidane in Hadatulo, in Hadla that means the Kokachi Kodo, Tada, Escarnate Jahoi, Nihidnaba, they need Nistolish, a Kobaki Winson, a Koshito here and Kidishnidolish. Could you say anything on the city yard or lake? Because could a yard to the Zenige ya based in Delia, a yard the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors, Vice Chairman Linigi, a Raymond Max, a could all Nahatsadol, any could actually a ya the nature could all a train that the nasty. So could all can Kidini though they so by say for instance could all be nature could all Richard Moore say Fernando Shielson could all that and Haginash Stone and Haki in the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors to could open that she is seeing what down that has out on Ha illa could action could on John Hatza because as Fonche ya that of sneak could add what I was saying, I could just know a producing it on Hana that later on this. A cohon so a at the Iliad or the Sido can to the Disney. The cohon.